Welcome to round number 4. We're playing against a guy named Lee Perry. We're on the draw, and we don't have a great hand, but we do have these two elves to accelerate. It's very borderline, and he actually went to 6. I'm not sure if I want to keep. These are a little dead without a swamp, and these are 4 drops. It's almost keepable. I think I'm actually going to go to 6, though. And this hand is slightly better. It's not very capable of dealing out any big threats right away, but I think I am going to keep with the Ranger. He's again deciding whether or not he wants to mulligan. We're going to keep. He's going to keep 6. So he may actually be Storm also. Now Forest. I think we're pretty... Oh, he's an Elves deck. I think we're pretty well set up against most green decks, but an actual Elves deck I'm not sure about. So he's going to go pretty wild. A green-white Elves deck. What is the white for? I'm really not sure. So he's going to add mana to his pool, get the Sentinel to untap. I'm not actually sure we're going to have much to stop this early of a... we're going to go ahead and F6. This early of a rush. Our creatures are going to be bigger, which is going to help us. But if he's got Distant Melody, that might hurt. Okay, here we go again. I mean, he's going to be able to dump his whole hand. Sylvan Ranger. He might be playing another color. I don't know what white is for. Yeah, he's definitely playing Distant Melody. We hit an Echoing Decay, which... If we hit the Birchlore Rangers with that, he can't actually cast Melody next turn. I think it's probably alright to do it. Hit Rangers or hit Sentinel is basically what I'm wondering. I don't think playing Borderland Ranger is really that good here. He could tap to add 1 mana of any color, but I'm not expecting him to have something that crazy. It at least keeps him off of Distant Melody for a turn. He would also need to hit another land. And I'm not sure if he knows what our deck really is. He might think we're some kind of green-black elves. So we're going to take a beating here. I think I'm going to trade with the Ranger. We're playing Borderland Ranger next turn, so we're going to have 4 mana, and this also keeps his Distant Melody pretty low. He's got 2 cards. He's got another Nettle Sentinel. Okay. So Echoing Decay would be nice. A second Echoing Decay. I think we're going to go ahead and just play Borderland Ranger out. Leave up Elves of Deep Shadow. We'll get a second Swamp just in case there's some reason that we need another black source. And we played the land, so we're just going to pass. And we can take trades all we want. If he casts Distant Melody, it's basically a Harmonize. It's not... Okay, so I don't think he has it. He's going to attack, so I'm going to block. Okay, he's not going to attack. Okay, he is going to attack. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and block again. If he's got tricks, I mean, he's 1 card left. Not going to cry. Priest of Titania. Alright. Now we're going to just bring out the big guns, I think. I mean, why not? I think we've lasted long enough to really make a game out of this. I mean, he will have some pretty dangerous cards coming down the pipeline, but he can't really attack into this. Another Priest of Titania. So if we draw another... Okay, we draw a Doomblade, which I think we could set up a pretty nice attack here, where he sets up a block. We just Doomblade. Yeah, I'm actually willing to attack. We can trade for a lot of guys. Okay, he's not going to take it, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and grab a Forest. I don't think we need to kill anything yet. I think we can wait. Because there are more problematic elves that we want to try and deal with. He's got 6 power on the board. It's a morph. I don't know what the hell this could be. Maybe it's Vigilante. Nantuko Vigilante is the only thing I can think of. I really don't like this morph sitting here on the table, so I think I am going to go ahead and try and kill it. It's probably not able to survive a Doomblade, right? Oh, it's a Birchlore Rangers. I didn't realize that could morph. Sure. Alright, well that's kind of bad. So do we want to get him for 5? He's got 6 power on the board. I'm feeling feisty, so I'm going to get him for 5. He's got 6 power on the board. We really don't want to give him time to do anything. This is one of his only chances to kill our 3/3. So he doesn't take it. He's really trying to hit a distant melody. Elvish Visionary. It's going to be hard to deal with his board if we don't start hitting some bigger guys. Looks like he's sending in Nettle Sentinel. We're going to take 2. Arbor Elf, okay. I still think we're going to attack here. I'm just thinking about, what potentially can go wrong. At this stage, we just need to try and reduce his numbers. Sitting back and not doing anything isn't great. We can trade some of our elves for his elves. Obviously, Visionaries have already done work for him. So, okay, he's taking the trade. Wow, he's just trading 1 for 1. Okay. And we'll just play a land since it's going to be sitting there anyway. And he's kind of whiffing too. Both of our decks have kind of not been too exciting for us. If he starts sending in... Okay, now we're definitely attacking. I think we can attack with everybody. Since, yeah, he can trade Visionaries for our mana producers, but at that stage, he's going to 6. We're playing another fatty. And he's losing guys. And we have we have more fatties we can draw into, so reducing his numbers is really something we want to do. Okay, so we at least take out 2 guys. I still think we're going to attack him, and we're definitely going to attack him now. So let's just get in. And I think the momentum has really swung in our favor, because these big guys eventually outlast the small guys. I mean, he could take trade with everything if he wants. It looks like he's just going to do it that way. It's fine. And we'll play Fatso. And he's just going to have to chump this for the next 3 turns, which is pretty awesome. Looks like he hit Distant Melody. Oh, he hit that guy. Alright. That's fine. Hopefully we have a way to kill him soon. Yep, just attack you. He might just chump block each of them, but I think he's actually going to trade with the Hunt Beast and chump block the other guy. Oh, he's just going on a double chump block plan. Okay, so he might hit an elf, which will give him 2 guys. And he does. Okay. Well, that's good. I still think we're going to be the aggressor. And we're not going to send in elves, but we're going to send in these. I mean, the Hunt Beast stays on the board no matter what happens. He's going to chump that and chump that. Okay. So he's really banking on this guy, which I'd like to be able to remove at some time. Some point, I should say. But we're getting pretty close to being able to alpha strike. For instance, if he hits a land and just whiffs, we actually win with an attack. So that's good. But of course he's not playing any lands in his deck, so he's not gonna flood when we want him to. Okay, so looks like we're gonna attack with just these two again. And if we attack with everybody, maybe we attack with everybody. He can eat this guy. Let's see. If we attack with everybody, he eats the ranger, trades with elves, and then loses like 2 more guys, something like that. I think this attack is okay. I mean, he obviously has to chump Blastoderm, won't trade with it, but he's putting himself in a position where now he has to chump everything. So he goes down to just the hunt master guy. Sure. And now, again, he has to have a creature, or he's not going to live. And we'll pass it to him. He's tanking, so maybe doesn't have anything. And yeah, obviously we lose Blastoderm. We're going to go ahead and attack. He can trade and go to 1. I don't think he has a trick. And we'll just slam down Jaw Rails Centaur. And hopefully win. Have 6. Okay, so we take game number 1. That was kind of drawn out and not very interesting, but I think our bigger creatures ended up cementing a pretty nice foundation for us to get aggressive with. Now here I think Fume Spitter would be very nice, but I'm not sure what I want to take out. Putrid Leech is pretty enticing. Most of our monsters are pretty good for us. I don't know that I want to slow the deck down by cutting out threats. The 3/3 guy was pretty good too. The Leech kind of, he fights off Nettle Sentinel and he gets in for more damage, but it also causes us to race. I might cut some elves here for some Fume Spitters. Obviously this removal is good. If I were to cut 4 elves, it does slow the deck down, and I don't really want to slow the deck down. So maybe this guy is the worst as a 2/2. He does have Shroud, but I don't think that's very impressive. The Spider's okay, but we also just want to kill everything. So I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is the best, but we're going to be more of a control deck here and try and get him with Decays and Fume Spitters. We'll try this. Again, I'm not positive. So looking at our hand, it's a little slow. We do have a Fume Spitter, which is nice. I think we can keep this. We want to hit a swamp at some point, but we do have Blastoderm, which is going to be harder for him to beat. I think this is keepable, but not very exciting. We don't have a lot that's exciting against his deck. There's a swamp. I don't think we want to reveal that yet, especially against a Nettle Sentinel. He's going to attack us for 2. The Sentinel's going to be a little tough to beat with this hand, but once we get Blastoderm, I think, or any of the big guys, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, the Rangers were definitely killing. It's an enabler for him, even if he doesn't have a land. He's probably going to make 1 more guy. If he doesn't, it's way better that this Fume Spitter comes down. Oh, he's going to probe us. Okay, draw a card, maybe hit a land, but maybe not. Yeah, he hit the land. Kind of sucks. If he has another 1-drop, oh, he doesn't. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and Fume Spitter. He might have, like, I guess he wouldn't have Gleeful Sabotage. Okay, I'm just going to attack. I don't think there's a trick we need to worry about. Yeah, okay. Next turn we've got Primal or Blastoderm. He's probably going to have a 2-drop. I don't see him keeping a hand without other 1-drops or 2-drops, but maybe he did. I mean, I can actually picture that. We're going to go with Blastoderm. Alright, he's getting a land. I don't know. I think we have a good shot here with the bigger guys. If we can resolve some more of them, I think we're going to look okay. He's going to bash us. Go to 16. We have a Doom Blade. I want to save it for something a little bit more problematic. So let's just put some power on the board. Slight chance he draws 2 cards with Distant Melody, but I doubt that. Yep, go for it. There's Rangers. So now he's got 3 mana and then 4 at least. So he could Melody here. Visionary. Let's just F6. So I don't think he can Melody now. There's Arbor Elf. And we basically just want to kill the guy that's going to be a win condition, like the Token Maker or one of the pump guys. And it might be the case that we just end up killing Nettle Sentinel if he tries to block. Okay, there's Priest. And he didn't attack. That's interesting. Well, I think we definitely just attack with this. We might, at this point, get rid of her, but I'm not sure what that does. He might have something like, what's the card? Can't think of what the card's called. There's a couple cards that they dome you for a lot. I think we can actually afford to play this guy, use elves as a blocker. I don't think we die to anything in Pauper from 16, even if he attacks with everybody. I think he actually might. Okay, we have to remember that he can untap creatures, which makes things a little difficult. But I think he's just going to try and cast Melody. So he's got 8 power on the board, adding red, so maybe he does actually have that huge fireball. There's different variations of them. And it looks like he does have something pretty dangerous. 13. Untap. Okay, so I guess we are dead. Looks like we needed to kill Priest of Titania. 20. Whatever this is, I'm just going to concede to. Let's at least see what the card is. Alright, so Priest of Titania needs to die. Duly noted. Oh, it's Torch. Okay, yep. That'll do it. Alright, so I think Leech we might actually take out. And in favor of something like Spider. I'm a little nervous because of the racing situation. I don't think I want to actually sacrifice much life. So do we want to play Centaur or Spider? I think Spider messes up the curve a little too much, where Centaur can't really be blocked. On the play, we can't afford to have the curve be a little worse. Yeah, I think Spider's just going to do more for us. Even though the curve gets thrown off, being on the play will help us. So let's try this. And I think we can beat this guy. We just need to keep a good hand. And this hand, I mean, eventually we get to play whatever. The Echoing, I think, makes it keepable. So I don't think I'm going to mulligan. We have about 12 fatties we can draw into. He actually goes to 6. 5. He's on a low land count, so I think we might be able to take advantage of that if we draw into one of our monsters. He's debating keeping the 5. He's going to keep it. So we're going to go ahead and lead on. Elves go. And see what he has. He's got an Elves of his own. We could actually remove this, but I don't think we want to. I think we're gonna offer a trade, and then we'll play Elves number 2. Next turn we may want to echoing something. Okay, she is gonna die, like we said already. I think we're just gonna take her out. So let's go ahead and attack first, since we have the mana to play everything, and then we'll get rid of her. And we'll say go. I mean, I'm sure he's got many playable guys, but Priest really keeps him from doing anything extremely crazy here. He's going to attack, so he's got something big. From here we can power out Blastoderm and Elves, but I think we're just going to do Blastoderm. It's going to be pretty tough for him to beat a Blastoderm with this slow of development. He does have 3 cards. I think he's going to be able to vomit them out. But right now we're just trying to race. He can't afford to get rid of the Priest, right? So he's going to... I'm a little confused how he added 4. Oh, on the battlefield is total. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, that's fine. Alright, well this gets much trickier. It gets much trickier now. And he's got Nettle Sentinel as well. Yep, that gets pretty rough. Okay, so now we actually have to think, because he's got a million guys, and I don't know that we're going to be able to beat this. So if we attack with the Blastoderm, he just blocks it. With a token. I mean, are we really putting Blastoderm on defense? I don't think so. I mean, I really want to cut his count down if possible. I mean, it looks like his last card is probably something like... It's probably something like the blue spell or the red spell, Torch or Melody. And he's just sitting on it because he can't do it yet. But now he can cast it, so we're probably dead here. Was not expecting to face Elves, I can tell you that much. Not that that's an excuse or anything, just saying. And, I mean, any of our... Okay, for 11. Okay, it is Distant Melody. So draw 8 cards. Don't see how we're beating that. I mean, there's a number of draws we can hit. That it would be a runner-runner sequence to really try and make this doable, but I don't think. Obviously, we need Echoing to hit all the tokens. Then we need... Okay, now we need multiple Doom Blades. Yeah, I don't really see this happening. I mean, it's possible he could time out. I don't know. Drawing 8 cards is just so backbreaking. And instead of Echoing, I mean, one thing we could be playing is some kind of sweeper. But sweepers usually are going to hit our guys too, so that's not really something that's going to happen. And our deck isn't too interactive besides the removal to really stop a powerful combination like this. I mean, it looks like he's going to cast another Distant Melody. So that's obviously going to be very hard to stop. He also added red, so he might just be able to torch us out of nowhere. So not for nothing, this guy is going to probably take a 3-1. And we're going to take a 2-2, which I thought going into this match we'd have a much better shot. I don't think our hand was that poor of a keep. He's going to draw his whole deck. He drew 22 cards. That's pretty sweet. It's going to take a long time for him to manage all of that. Having 22 cards in your hand, they are totally small. So yeah, I mean, the deck itself, it's got some better draws than others. Again, I'm not sure about the threats. If the threats were a little more, if they were a little bit, if they provided a faster clock for us than they currently do, and maybe harder to block, I think we'd be in better shape. So maybe something that, like you guys have suggested, like Rancor, might be a way to help us get through instead of just being chump blocked. The problem is the Rancor doesn't go on Blastoderm, nor does it go on to Centaur. So we'd probably have to play more guys that are targetable with removal or targetable with or are hexproof, so only we can target them. Unfortunately, the Hunt Beast, one of the only guys that has hexproof and isn't a 1/1. So that's something to think about. Overall, I don't have a lot of conclusive results with the deck. I think that if we had a more mainstream type deck to face in the last match, it might help. I think it's pretty awesome that he's at 40 cards in hand. He has 2 cards left in his deck, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe there's a way to keep him from casting any more spells, so he has to discard like 33 cards. But maybe not. I mean, it is possible that he just messed up, but probably not. I think now with the Birchlore Rangers and the Nettle Sentinel, that's really just going to be the thing that kills us. But we'll make him do it, let him get the practice, see what else he's got in the deck, if anything. And so, yeah, I mean, Elves is a pretty cool deck also, so it's kind of fun to watch. Got its own vulnerabilities, but so does every deck in this format. I think overall, from what I've gleaned from our deck currently, is that I like its matchup against Infect. That's one of the matchups I think is very good, because we get out big creatures very fast. So, and our removals are really good against them. So once we kind of stabilize, we're able to close the game out immediately within a couple turns. I think, you know, some of the blue decks are better than others against us, namely the Cloud Post decks. There was once a time when I think the Cloud Post deck would just straight up fold to the list we're playing, but now they've got things like Ghostly Flicker, they've got Capsize, they've always had Capsize, but Ghostly Flicker mainly to gain life infinitely and have chump blockers infinitely. I think that really changes the dynamic of the game. So now he's got 1,000,000 mana, and I think it's about time that he kills us. So let's go ahead and concede here. Once again, thank you guys for watching the games. Please give me your feedback on the deck. I think it's pretty fun. Does need some work. I'm not sure how much we want to commit to making it better, but I think there is some potential here, and I think we're touching on a strategy that has not been explored as much lately. So I think there is some merit to trying out this deck more in the future. But let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys for the next episode. And this is 10 episodes for us, so I'm very happy that we made it this far and looking forward to the future, and still had all these 37 cards. Very nice. So we will talk to you guys later.